Hey, what's happening? It's Trey with Fandango.com, and I am one lucky dude. Get to hang out here with Taylor Lautner, the star of the soon-to-be-released Abduction. Now, first off, what an awesome scenery behind it.
I know, right?
Just rocking.
It's so cool. It's much better than a hotel room.
Yeah, right, right. But there's a reason that we're at a baseball park, right?
Yeah.
It kind of plays a part in your film, kind of set up the movie for people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the major last, the third act of the movie takes place at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, which is gorgeous, much like this park, but it's a huge action sequence. I'm running through the stadium trying to ditch all the bad guys, and it's a pretty cool sequence. I'm excited for everyone to see it.
Now, we don't want to jump ahead too much here, but set up the story. Like, we know the title Abduction, but that could be misleading based on what the story really is about.
Yeah. No, it is. Abduction is about Nathan, who is your normal high school guy. I mean, he's completely normal. He parties, he argues with his parents, he's got crushes on girls. And then one day he gets assigned a project on missing persons. And while he's on a missing persons website, he finds a picture of himself. And that basically turns his life upside down. He learns that his entire life is a lie, and for the rest of the movie, he's on the run.
Because he contains, I would assume, some sort of secret that the bad guys want.
Yeah, the bad guys want him. There's a lot of people that want him. He's very important to a lot of people, and he doesn't know it, which is pretty cool. And then he happens to be on the run with his next door neighbor, Karen. So there's also this love story going on the whole time as well.
Right on. Well, I think something else that's kind of cool is John Singleton directed this.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a killer director. One thing that he said in an interview, he said, when Taylor finishes this movie, he's going to have a new swagger. Did you? I mean, what do you learn from somebody like that?
You learn a lot. He's great. I mean, he's a legend. So it was amazing working with him. We got along great. He's a funny guy, so we were always joking. But no, he's extremely talented, and he did a fantastic job with the movie.
Now, he had said that he was going to put you through some things that people haven't seen you do before. What I'm going to assume is the action sequences. It looked like from the trailer you got to do some of your martial arts, which is some of your background.
Yeah. No, I definitely I was able to use the martial arts. I was able to do most of my stunts, which was a lot of fun. I know. But actually, the biggest thing that John brought was the emotional side. This character goes through a lot in the movie. He faces a lot of complicated emotions. And before we started filming, John and I sat down and watched movies of actors that I look up to playing roles, similar to Nathan. So we watched Tom Cruise in Minority Report. We watched Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. And we just did a lot of film study, which is John's specialty.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's Mr. Film School.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of Bourne Identity feel to it as well. Is that did I catch that?
Yeah, that's definitely fair to say. I think Nathan's journey is earlier on than when Jason Bourne's journey started. So it's kind of cool to get a glimpse of, the early stages. But it definitely has that sort of feel.
Now, some of your co-stars, Alfred Molina, Sigourney Weaver, Maria Bello, that to me sounds like a master class in acting, especially with Molina, because I know that he teaches a little bit on the side.
Yeah, I was so fortunate to be surrounded by a cast like that. Alfred, Sigourney, Maria, Jason Isaacs.
Sure, right, Jason.
Who's great.
Yeah, he's cool.
Lily Collins, and then there's Michael Nyquist, who was the guy in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And he's also going to be in Mission Impossible, and he is the bad guy, and he's phenomenal in it. I was surrounded by amazing actors, and I couldn't have done it without them.
Now, after doing this type of film, you shot this prior to Breaking Dawn.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you grew as an actor? So when you went back to shoot, the Twilight series, you kind of had a little bit more confidence in what you were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Abduction definitely stretched me as an actor, and John, helped a lot with that, and the cast. I definitely it helped because going into Breaking Dawn right after, this Breaking Dawn was definitely my most challenging film emotionally. Jacob goes through a lot in Breaking Dawn, so it was kind of perfect timing.
Is it nice to be able to do a movie where you don't necessarily have to take your shirt off, man? You know,
Of course,
You
of
know,
course.
they're telling you to throw a front kick at this guy as opposed to taking their shirt off and running across the field.
Right. Yeah, no, it's definitely a good feeling. Yeah, I mean, there's always the reasons that Jacob has to take his shirt off. Of course. I mean, he's a werewolf. He's hot, literally.
Yeah.
So he's got to take his shirt off, you know. But Nathan doesn't have to do that.
I'm always fascinated with martial arts. Now, your background is in what particular technique?
I started with Show and Ryu, but that was at the very beginning. I actually I did stuff called extreme martial arts,
Okay.
XMA, and it kind of takes karate to the extreme. There's a lot of acrobatics in it as well, so it's mixing the traditional form of karate with the the acrobatic side.
Now, so is it? You would say unorthodox. I always think of what Bruce Lee always said. You know, his style doesn't necessarily fall into any particular style. He kind of stole from everything.
Right. Yeah, I think that's definitely fair to say. There's a little bit of Taekwondo. That's where all the kicking and the jumps come from. But then there's the more traditional styles as well. That's definitely very true.
Now that you've done the action film, would you do it again? Would you like to go further with your abilities, maybe in the martial arts side?
Right. Yeah, I always love challenging myself. So I would of course love to challenge myself to another action movie. But the great thing with Abduction is it does obviously have a lot of action in it, but it's not only an action film.
Right.
I mean, there's a love story, so it's a romance. And the coolest part for me is it's a mystery. So there's a lot of cool twists and turns, and you're trying to figure out where this character is going to go next the entire movie.
Well, I love a good mystery. I love a movie where you spend most of the movie trying to figure it out. So we're looking forward to it. Abduction, it opens in September. Taylor Lautner.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
All right, good to see you.
All right, you too.